All right, so we've set up camp.
Yep.
By basically the fact that the giant slayers basically refuse to want to come into the hut. They basically volunteer to take first watch for this night.
Sure.
All right. So,
Want me to roll a perception check?
again, if you want, yes.
Someone must have some reasonable perception. 17.
All right. So the good news is we are not attacked in the middle of the night.
Cool.
So we wake up for the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
I get some more portents. All right. So we wake up fully rested.
Yep.
However, there is one surprise that when we wake up. It is far colder than it was yesterday.
Okay.
One thing that has definitely been a point of keeping in track is we were moving inland before, but we are getting closer to the coastline again. So the air is colder and damper now.
Not that you notice.
No, but everyone else does. Well, I notice it, I just don't mind it.
Oh,
Another thing we notice is the fact that it is overcast. In fact, it looks like there we might be in for some stormy weather today.
more snow, joy.
Mhm.
All right. If it's going to get windy and stuff, I'll walk.
All right.
Put my
All right
broom.
then. So we're all walking then. Without
Yep.
you're not using your broom. So, however, we will still need a survival check.
Yep. 22.
Two. All right.
At least we're not getting lost.
Nope. So for about an hour's worth of travel, things go relatively the same as yesterday. The one thing we do notice is the fact that the terrain is becoming slightly rockier as we get closer to the coast.
Okay.
And after about an hour's worth of travel, it does start to snow, and it's starting to build up quite quickly. And there is an intensely chill wind. So it does look like we will be facing a blizzard today.
Well, I suggest that we just camp and let this blow over.
All right, I'm going to need a persuasion check for that on your part.
Meh. That'd be a natural one, -1.
Needless to say, basically everyone is in agreement against you that we keep moving.
Okay.
All right,
Suggest we get a rope out and make sure no one gets lost.
we can tie ourselves together. Yep, we can do that. We have enough rope to do so.
Yep.
All right, so during the second hour's worth of travel, the blizzard is now in full force.
Yep.
And visibility is decreased considerably, and there is snow falling and strong winds. And so, the way this is going to work is we are going to need a survival skill check challenge to get through this. The first success you've rolled, I'm going to count as part of it,
All right.
but we're going to need another one now.
30-20.
All right. Oh, were you rolling at advantage this time?
Mhm.
All right. Re-roll again because the visibility is poor, so it's going to cut out the advantage.
Get rid of my dirty 20.
Unfortunately.
Oh, joy. 2 plus 4.
All right.
6.
So for the next hour of wandering through the storm, we wander around, and unfortunately, we come after about an hour's travel. We realize we've looped back on our own footprints now. We seem to have gotten lost in the snow. That's a failure.
All right. One success, one fail.
Yep. Let's try again.
Dirty 20. Back on track.
That's a success. Fortunately, after that brief slip up, we are all able to once again get our bearings and we move ahead forward. This is easier initially because we can look back and see our footprints for a little bit. Obviously, that does change, but we are able to press forward ahead for the next hour. So we're
All
3 hours into our journey at this point. And let's have another check. We only need one more success.
Would a 19 do that?
A 19 will succeed.
All right.
All right. So as I said, apart from that first initial slip up where we looped back on ourselves, we are now able to navigate through the blizzard despite the fact that it has not dissipated at all.
All right. Okay.
All right, so we keep pressing on through the snow, and we're basically we aren't really able to do much more than just walk forward.
I keep muttering to myself, could be in my warm hut now. Could be in my warm hut now.
So you're Bilbo Bagginsing this while we're on our journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to see how much longer we can keep this pace up. Does make sense. So we press on through the blizzard for another 5 hours.
Oh, God, I'm exhausted.
And as we are nearing the 8 hour mark, it is coming to the point that we are probably not going to be able to proceed much further. When it becomes the Tammin the monk and Del the druid both point off to the side that there is a cave which we can take shelter in.
Oh, this always goes well.
However, everyone is kind of in the mood of the point where we would like to probably get out of the snow, even just for a little bit.
Could have been in my warm hut, I yell out.
Yes, you've been saying it the entire trip, which isn't encouraging any amount of cooperation from anyone.
All right. So
Also, we're all tied together, and we are at the low end of the strength score here.
yeah, basically the dwarf can just pull us along, even if no one else wants to go.
Well, he's not the only one. Basically, everyone is looking forward to the idea of spending some the night even inside a cave, which will at least be warm and dry.
Yes, warm, dry cave in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, warmer and drier than out here, and they won't have to worry about the snow.
Yeah, well, there'll be no wind anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
So, in short order, we all proceed towards the mouth of the cave.
All right. Anybody have a way of finding out if there's anything in there that doesn't want us in there?
I assume you mean other than the fact we all just go in.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing we might want to do is untie ourselves, or do you want to keep the rope tied?
How hard is the wind still in the snow?
It's still picking up quite well out here, but it won't be an issue inside the cave.
Well, until we get in the cave, we should keep everyone tied up, or we're going to end up getting someone lost.
All right. So, we're looking to see if there's a way of finding out what's in this cave. Well, obviously, you know I can do that, and we both have familiars.
Yep.
What do you think the best way of exploring this cave, apart from just going in ourselves, is?
Well, we do have a druid with us.
Yes.
We could wild shape into something and wander in there.
Yes, or we could just send in a familiar.
Let's just go in. I understand now why large groups never get anything done. In we go.
So we enter the cave.
Yep.
Still tied together.
And tie yourselves once we get in the mouth.
All right, so once we're inside the cave, we start untying ourselves.
Yep.
I would like a group perception check at this point. No more disadvantage because we're inside the cave now.
That doesn't help a whole lot. I'm rolling, so I don't have perception, so we're looking at an 11.
All right. Yeah, everything seems in order here.
Okay.
It's a rather roomy cave. There's obviously not a lot of light in here, and visibility isn't too good.
Okay. Well, cast light spell.
All right, so you cast light spell. All right,
The light glint off any sets of eyes looking back at us.
none that you see.
All right.
All right, the druid says, we should probably search the cave. She says they aren't often left unoccupied.
Yeah. An unoccupied cave in the winter would be an anomaly, that's for sure.
All right. So,
Off you go, Druid.
so you want Dell to proceed.
Now we'll search in a group.
All right, so we'll search. So, an investigation check, please.
Oh, there we go. We're getting the skills that I have.
Mhm.
26.
All right. Well, while we're looking through the cave, we don't find any occupants, but we find evidence of this cave being occupied by something.
Any way of determining what that something was?
All right. Well, basically, we come across the remains of would-be effectively animals in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Some relatively large animals.
That have been eaten by something even bigger?
Yes. The other thing we notice is almost all of, despite the fact that the temperature in this cave is warmer than outside, all of these animals are partially frozen or frostbitten.
Okay.
There are some actual wolves, not winter wolves. And there is also, you realize what a moment is, a dead bear.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some smaller animals which have mostly been eaten, and there are bones everywhere. So something large inhabits this cave, you suspect.
All right. I'm going to try and determine the time frame here. When was the last time I think there was something in here having a lunch?
All right. This will, in all likelihood, be a nature check or survival.
Survival.
Yeah.
So 17. 21.
21. All right. Well, you notice the bear has only been partially eaten,
Yep.
and the blood has dried and congealed in the low temperatures.
Yep.
But you suspect it's not been dead long.
And I say to everyone, it's going to come back and finish this meal.
All right. So, what did you have anything else to say beyond stating that? Is
Nope,
there
no
a
one listens
directive
to
at
me.
this point?
No one listens to me. And it said, get ready for it's going to be a fight at some point in the next little while.
Yes, and upon you saying that, we hear this ringing sound echo through the cave.
Oh, the
And
dinner bell.
what?
So the dinner bell's going off, guys. We're in trouble.
Miri says no. And she and Zed both turn to look at Farah and the great axe, which is the sound seems to be emanating from there and is giving off a faint glow. She says, "Ready yourselves. Something is coming."
Okay, your axe is warning us. Does
Yes.
it tell anything specific about what is coming?
No. She says, "But we are about to have some hostiles."
All right, I cast mirror image.
All right. You cast mirror image.
And the four of us get ready.
All right. Everyone else readies their weapons or gets ready to cast spells as a very large creature comes in from the snow.
Yep.
It is a large reptilian creature.
A reptilian creature in the snow.
Yeah. It has a glacial blue with shades of purple skin tone. It
Okay.
is quite it is quite large. It's larger than a bear.
Do I
It
recognize
well,
this?
I'm not done describing it yet.
Right.
It has 6 legs, which it walks on.
Okay, last six-legged thing we had was a basilisk.
Now, this is would be large for a basilisk. It has bright blue eyes, quite similar to the winter wolves, and its mouth is rimmed with frost, and there is snow clinging to it, and seems to have frozen to it, almost like, and as opposed to melting as it would on a creature that would radiate warmth.
I look at you. Are you trembling in fear? Because that will tell me if it's a basilisk.
No, I am not. I say, oh, I recognize this creature.
What?
I said it's a frost salamander.
Oh,
We previously encountered an ordinary salamander or when we were trying journeying to get the Fountain of Dreams in the mountains.
okay.
Well, this is their opposite cousin,
Wow. Okay.
and I say, yeah. Also, they're a fair bit more powerful than the one we fought,
Okay.
and we should roll for initiative because we've it's found us in its cave.
Yeah, we're invading its home. And as I start preparing myself, I say, "Told you so, guys." Yeah, I'm making friends. I know.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm rolling really well for initiative.
What'd you roll?
19.
19 again?
Yeah.
All right.
Jack has a natural 20. Taman has a 19.
And I think her initiative is higher than yours.
Much higher deck, so that's what you're talking about. Oh, Dell. I will include your alertness this time. But still only an 8.
All right. Miri has an 18. She's rolling well again.
And Rin has an 8. Rin will go before Dell.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Who has what?
Miri has an 18.
Yep.
And then I think the Frost Salamander is up next. Yeah, with a 16.
Yep.
All right. Then we have me.
What you got?
I have a 15.
Yeah. That leaves Zed, Farah, and Aldrich.
All right. Zed is up next with a 12. Sorry, no, wait. No, sorry, wrong order. 10. Does anyone on your side have a higher number than 10?
Higher, you said?
After me. So is there anyone between 15 and 10?
I already told about Jack and Taman, so no. The other two are a pair of 8s.
Okay. Yeah. Bear with us here. There's a lot.
Well, a couple more.
Mhm.
What about Farah?
Laura, an 8. So we have 3 8s next.
Yep. Rin goes before Dell. As far as initiative or dexterity.
0.
So she is last between those three. And what we haven't talked about is Alder, because he had another natural one.
No, he has a 6.
He is last again.
Yep. All right, and fire sequence 84. Yes, we are definitely pre-rolling initiative for the dragon fight. All right, so at the top of the round we have Jack. There is a really large frost salamander in the entrance, the mouth of this cave. It looks a mixture between being unhappy and being hungry,
Well,
as far as you can tell from an elemental reptile's facial expressions.
Well, Jack is going to give it a facial. He's going to come up, smack it a couple times with this great sword.
All right.
Ooh, that's a bad number. Is it a 14 hit?
Miss.
Yeah, he rolled a 2. What about a 17?
Just hits.
All right. So 1 hit so far. It's going to probably action surge, knowing him. That'll be 19 points of damage with the 1 hit.
Yeah, even when he hits, it's a fair bit of damage.
Action surge. 2 more hits.
All right, 2 more hits.
So that'll be a 25 to hit.
Hits.
And a 24 to hit.
Okay, well, those both hit.
For 30 points of damage.
Okay, this thing is looking a lot less confident now as it took a fair bit of damage in 6 seconds.
The first guy that showed up.
Yeah.
It was 9 more in the back there.
Yes. So that's Jack's turn. We come to you. I shout from the back. These things do not like fire.
Oh, well then. I am going to try this one more time.
Well, I hope you're not fireballing.
No. I am going to... Oh, wait a minute.
I'm just going to... Just so you for clear, this thing is basically taking up the majority of the mouth of the cave. You probably can't see past it to aim a fireball past, if that's what you're thinking.
Oh, no. I was thinking of... It's either going to be a firebolt, twin casted, or chromatic.
Or fire.
For fire, twin cast. But firebolt almost does just as much damage.
Alright, so you're twin casting another firebolt at this thing.
Yeah. 18 to hit.
Hits.
And a 20.
But not a natural 20.
No. Oh, I wish.
You'd be a lot more excited if...
Oh, look at that. I got all these D10s out here, so I'll just use them.
Yep.
For 22 points of damage.
Total?
Yep.
Alright, which is doubled because the creature is vulnerable to fire.
44 points of damage.
From a cantrip, that has to be a record.
Yeah, I know.
It does not like that. It is not only in great deal of pain, but it is enraged by this. Its eyes glow bright blue, and there is a blue glow coming from inside its mouth now.
It took 93 points of damage in 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's still standing.
Yeah, okay.
We come to Tammin now.
Alright. Go run up and punch it.
Yeah, it's not looking well after the fire and the slashing.
All right. It is probably. Yeah. She's just gonna go to town on it.
All right.
Uh-oh. I should roll these separately. Never mind. Because I didn't roll them separately, one of them was the natural one.
So she misses. And you're just going to say that that's the end of her multi-attack. Okay.
Yeah. So she's gonna burn a key point.
She can use her bonus action to make flurry of blows if she wants. Yep.
Oh, never mind. Not her day.
You rolled another natural one?
No, it was just really low. Does she get both attacks with?
She gets 2 attacks and another flurry of blows. Yes.
15 hit.
Miss. She punches the creature, but she doesn't find anything through its very thick hide.
Yeah.
It's not getting through to this thing. Alright, Miri's turn. She goes, well, maybe this will help. As she raises her rod and casts another guiding bolt. And the lancing bolt of light completely misses the creature. Yeah, I mean, they're in range. Can I have Tammin roll a dexterity saving throw, please? Because that was a natural 1 she rolled. So the guiding bolt is...
Okay. What was that? Dexterity saving throw?
Or just what's her armor class? It's an attack roll. We'll do with that.
20.
What?
20.
Not
Armor class is 20.
armor class is 20. That is a miss, but it's close.
All right.
Okay. She's sorry. And we come to the salamander's turn now.
Yep.
It's not happy.
No, it's like a 93 points of damage.
It inhales.
Yep.
And exhales.
All right. I assume Cone of Cold style breath weapon?
A very similar effect that we've seen yesterday on a much larger scale.
Yeah, kind of figured.
In a 60-foot cone which catches all of us in it.
All right, time for some Constitution.
Yeah, it's Constitution, yes.
Is it 22 save?
Yes.
I save. Is it 24 save?
Yes.
What's your 10 and...
RS saves, definitely.
14?
Miss. That's a fail. Sorry.
Oh, that definitely fails.
Okay.
Oh, 2 fails.
Aldrich, your Constitution is quite good. Alright, so on my side of things, Farah and Aldrich save.
Yep.
Myself and Zed fail,
Yep.
and Miri rolls a natural 1. 2 in a row. How did it go on your side? So you succeeded, you said.
I succeeded, Jack succeeded, Taman succeeded. They're all in the 20s.
Yeah.
Dell and Rin both fail. No natural.
Okay. So... here we go.
Yep.
This is a much bigger breath weapon than the wolves. "29 points of cold damage." So, halved for Jack. That comes down to 14.
Halved again for you and I, which is 7.
I failed.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so you take 7. Tammin succeeded. Constitution save, so evasion doesn't work.
Yeah. Zell and Rin both.
No. Miri rolled a natural 1, so 29 doubles to 58. So Miri's unconscious.
Oh, good God.
I failed,
Yeah, we only take 14.
but I take half because of my cold resistance. Zed failed and does not have cold resistance.
29.
Yeah. All right, Rin failed.
Yep, they both took 29, yeah. They're both at half life.
Yeah. All right, and Farah and Aldrich both succeeded, so they take
14.
14. Well, so when the frost clears, some of us are only lightly frosted, some of us are frostbitten, and Miri is unconscious on the ground covered in frost.
Yeah. Salamander do anything else?
Don't know if I don't think it can do much in the way of anything else. No. So, that's its turn. We come to me now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for the second fight in a row, we're up against a creature that is immune to my primary damage type.
What'd you get for wandering around in the cold?
However, we do have an unconscious party member, so I think I'm going to take care of that.
All right.
I'm going to run up to Miri. I'm going to just... Yeah, I'm going to pour a healing potion down her throat to get her back up.
I assume a regular one?
Yes. All right. She's healed up to 7 hit points, but is conscious. And then I'm going to just drag her back a little bit if I can. Probably can't.
That'll be a strength check, I guess.
No, I can't because I have to use my action to pour the potion down her throat. That's probably what I would try and do, but I can't. All right, we come to Zed now. All right, he is not happy because one of his party members was just knocked unconscious. I got her back up, but...
Yep.
So... All right, Zed, you have one of 2 things you can do here to help out. What are you going to do? Yeah, you're going to attack the monster. She's fine at the moment.
I kind of figured you do the lay on hands thing.
Unfortunately, that's an action.
Yep.
All right, he's going to run up, take out the Maul of Smiting, and take 2 swings at the Frost Salamander.
Right. It's already been greatly hurt.
Unfortunately, the first swing is a miss.
Yep.
The second one is a hit, though.
Cool.
And he is going to throw another 2nd level Divine Smite on here.
All right.
And he's really glad he did that because that was a low roll on the damage for the Maul itself. 4 plus 5 is 9. 12, 19, and a 8 for the last one brings up to 27. All right, for a moment, it looks like he's knocked the salamander out and brought it down to death's door, but it moves its head back just a little bit. It is, and yourself, it's swaying on its 6 limbs somehow.
It's taking 20 points of damage.
It's taking a lot of damage, but it's still standing.
Yep, okay.
All right, we come to Rin now.
Well, he sees it swing.
Look, it's on death's door. Not much will finish it off, you think?
Yeah. Magic missile.
Okay, he seems to have a favorite. Well, it is very reliable. It's what I would be doing if I didn't go heal Miri.
10 points of damage.
More than enough to finish it off.
Yep.
All right. So with that, he unleashes the magical darts.
Yep.
They strike through the creature's. He doesn't know where its heart is, so he goes for the brain, I guess. And it collapses to the ground.
Yep.
And in short order, silence comes to the cave, apart from the blowing of snow outside, and your mirror images vanish.
Yep.
All right, Zed goes over to Miri and uses his full 40 points of lay on hands to heal her up more.
Oh, there's a jolt of energy.
Yeah.
All right.
So she's up to 47 hit points, which is not far from her maximum.
Yeah.
All right. I said, from what I know of frost salamanders, they are solitary predators, so it's unlikely we're going to have to worry about another one.
I have a question. I am going to go and search the creature, looking for possible alchemical agents that I might be able to get off of this thing.
All right, rolling in. To be your choice between investigation or medicine, really.
Investigation.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget you
23.
have your glasses, your eyes and glasses of minute
Yeah,
seeing for
I
advantage.
remember. 23.
23. Well, its blood, which is leaking out, is freezing on the ground as you speak. So you suspect even dead, the internal body of this creature is quite cold.
I will take out a couple of empty potion vials and collect some
Yep.
frost salamander blood.
Frost salamander blood, which from that roll you would know would be useful for creating potions of cold resistance, or in other potions and possible magic items related to the element of cold. So you can write down you have 2 vials of frost salamander blood. You also know from that roll that unless you keep this somewhere warm, the blood will naturally freeze on its own. You will have to, if you want to use it, you will have to warm it up somehow to melt it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Shove it in my bag of holding where who knows what the temperature is in there.
Always room temperature. I think.
Holding?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
You also notice that the creature's body is starting to deteriorate quite quickly. I said
Right.
these creatures are from the elemental planes, so it's not going to last long.
I checked after the body's gone.
Yeah.
I took the 2 vials. They still got blood in them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Part of the alchemical process for taking reagents from creatures, even from other planes of existences, you know how to preserve them.
All right.
We'll say.
Sure.
All right. Well, we do now have a rather nice cave to stay in.
Yeah, I think it's safe now, guys.
In a minute or two, that thing will be gone.
Yeah. And if anyone wants bear steak, I think there's some left there.
You will have to cook it because it is deeply
I
frozen.
am not eating the carcass of a bear.
True. It's recently killed and been relatively preserved by the cold, but frost salamanders definitely have no concept of preserving food beyond that.
I am going to start a fire and cook some rations. Make some nice
Yes.
hot soup.
So we cook up a nice hearty warm stew for all intents and purposes from what we can from our provisions,
Yep.
which are fresh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Which
so
reminds me, if you haven't already, mark off the fact this will be 2 days worth of food.
sure.
All right. At which point, the Miri is going to turn in after that because that was a bit of a shock to her, and her friends want her to get enough rest.
Yep.
Yeah. The headhunters, sorry, no, the giant slayers covered watch last night, so they're going to also turn in.
Okay.
So that leaves you, myself, Aldrich, Farah, and Zed to decide who's going to be stay up for watch. We need 2 shifts.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll split it up.
Okay.
For my watch, you're looking at a 16 for perception.
All right. So, your watch goes by relatively uneventfully. Unsurprisingly, many of the predators in this area probably are well aware that a frost salamander was living in this cave until today, and as far as they are aware, is still living in here for the time being. They're just keeping their distance. After which point, Aldrich decides to come and take over for the second watch.
All right,
So you can get some rest.
cool.
And with a result of a natural 20, we're not have nothing to worry about.
I get surprised anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
All right
Tasting?
then. So everyone goes back up to full health.
Yeah, my whole 7 hit points I took.
Yeah, well, some of us took more. All right. Yep. And by the end of this, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have all these hit point totals memorized, but there's a lot to go through for the moment.
Yeah. Well, this is a nice dry run for the big battle to come.
Yes.
And the important thing is we're learning how to fight as a team, sort of.
Yes, that went much smoother. We do notice, despite the fact we're up against a much larger threat.
Yes.
All right. So we wake up in the morning in the cave,
Yep.
and we no, first thing we notice is well, there's no howling wind from outside. The blizzard seems to have passed.
Good.
Yeah. So we have another warm breakfast just to prep ourselves for the day's march ahead, because we can tell it hasn't really the temperature hasn't raised at all. There's just no storm conditions this time.
All right. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So a hearty breakfast is probably going to be helpful for everyone who is not magically protected against the cold.
And those of us who just want to have a hearty breakfast.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I mean, I'm carrying enough food for like,
Yeah, we have plenty of food because we were freshly supplied before we set it out.
yeah, I mean, I was carrying enough for weeks and weeks in the wild. So
Yeah.
cook a little extra food, just make sure everyone's fully fueled
Yep.
up.
And despite the fact that we had a relatively rough day yesterday, everyone's in relatively high spirits because once again we proved ourselves being able to take down a substantial threat with ease.
Substantial,
The
but
winter wolves weren't much of a threat to begin with. There was just a lot of them.
yeah.
But the frost salamander is more of a threat, we suspect. It's probably some people are at least some of us are comparing it to the dragon to an extent in our minds.
Well, they're going to get a serious correction on that front in a few
Yes.
days.
It is probably a misconception, but at the very least, morale is riding high for the moment,
Cool.
which is probably good for the day's travel ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So, as we exit the cave,
Yep.
so the first thing we notice is the skies are clear, unlike yesterday.
Yep.
It's cold and damp,
Yep.
and the ground is still rather rocky because we're near a cave.
Mhm.
However, we're not going to have to worry about getting lost in a blizzard today, by the looks of it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, I will need a survival check with advantage to get us started, though.
17.
All right. We that sets us off. So we continue along following the coastline again.
I thought we're cutting across.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to keep. We are, but we're kind of keeping a little bit to the coast just to try and keep it in view.
Oh, so we're going like this.
Uh, yeah. So we're basically, if you go back a little bit, we've made it to about there in the first 2 days of travel.
Yep.
Now we're continuing along.
Okay.
All right.
Add a little time to our travel, but at least we won't get lost.
Yes, that is part of one of the reasons why we're doing this,
Right.
especially after the blizzard yesterday. We have no way of knowing if that's going to happen again.
Well, with clear skies, I think we're pretty much okay today.
Today, yes. All
All
right.
right.
So we proceed along, and as we continue through the day, right, about 3 hours into our journey, we come across what looks to be the ruins of a village at one point.
Okay.
And I do use the word ruins quite literally here. This is clearly not been a settlement in some time.
So not a recent dragon kind of problem.
No, well, then again, the dragon isn't a recent problem. We know she's quite old.
Yeah, that's true too.
However, no one has lived here in a decade or two at least, you suspect.
All right.
There are still the wreckage of buildings standing, mostly what probably would have been stone buildings.
Okay.
But it is quite clear that no one has been here in some time, but it is the first sign of civilization we've seen on this side of the bay from Lyria at this point.
All right. Does anyone want to investigate?
I am going to roll for everyone outside of us. 3 rolls here. Uh, Actually, everyone seems to be a little interested, apart from you and I, who will come to our own decisions.
Yeah.
The headhunters are quite interested to take a look, as are the giant slayers. Aldrich surprisingly is too, though he is reminding us that we do have a task at hand, so we probably shouldn't get too distracted. But he's fine to take a short look if that's what everyone wants to do.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's do a quick investigation check.
All right,
24. Apparently, they're
24.
really keen.
All right. So, uh, 24 is a high roll.
Okay.
This is still the ruins of a village, which means it is going to take a little while to search through it. All, if that's what you want to do.
That's not what I want, it's what they want.
Yeah. No, you wanted to move on, did you?
Yeah, it's an old village.
No. Well, we don't find an awful lot, except there appears to be a mural, which is, or I suppose, no, fresco would be the right word.
Yes.
So a carving in one of the stone buildings.
Yeah.
And we see basically it's an artistic depiction of, well, a familiar looking sight to us. Because we see the depiction of an approximation of what looks to be a blue dragon.
Okay.
However, there is something else depicted here, which the depiction is basically the blue dragon and people running
Yeah.
from the blue dragon are the main things. But one of the other things that stands out is there is another odd, basically, character or creature depicted in this carving, a few of them. They, at first glance, remind you a bit of of harpies in a sense.
Okay.
They're a bit like that. They're part woman, part monster, except the part that it looks monstrous on them doesn't look bird-like. It almost looks like as if someone tried to make an approximation uh, between a woman and that was also part dragon.
I recognize these things.
You can roll. This would be history, I suppose.
Don't have history.
I do. So I can
I
assist you.
do not.
No. We don't. Basically, we've encountered. It looks almost like someone's tried to make a depiction of a cross between a woman and a wyvern, almost, is what we can describe it as looking at it.
Okay.
Near as we can tell, the people are running away from these creatures and the dragon, which seems to be attacking in the depiction. That's about it.
Well, it looks like in the depiction that these things are teaming up with the dragon.
Well, basically, because it's just an image, it's basically a left to right scene. People are running. There's
Yeah.
a dragon coming in from the left scene, and there's a number of these creatures who are also flying in from the left and seem to be attacking and trying to carry off the people, and are chasing them. So
So, could be collaborating with a dragon.
yes.
All right.
However, that's largely up to interpretation.
Yeah,
It is an old fresco. There's only so much you can take from that.
that's fine.
Yeah. There is no writing, unfortunately, for us to translate.
Okay, no big deal. Let's just carry on.
Yeah. All right, so we carry on from there.
Yep.
I would like another survival check for the second leg of this.
Oh, nat 20.
Natural 20. Well, we're not getting lost today. And also with that, we are able to make some good time.
Cool.
All right. Considering you also roll natural 20, I'm going to add a bit more onto that. So we travel ahead for another, let's see how long another hour
Yep.
before we come across, well, the remains of what look to be some dead animals.
Okay.
They've been, for the most part, eaten.
Okay.
Do you,
Bye.
do you want to examine them?
Sure.
That will be a medicine check.
Oh, good God, wasting natural 20s.
Yeah, well, they appear to have been eaten by something that has a mouth that would quite resemble a human's, but it is slightly different.
Female wyvern things.
Well, the human mouth obviously has molars at the back, which are meant for chewing food, and as well as the incisors and the other teeth at the front.
Yep.
This is like as if a human mouth had nothing but serrated, tearing teeth.
Okay.
You also find some signs of internal damage in some of the areas that are not that have not been eaten, which is almost as if by intense pressure. You can roll an Arcana check if you want.
Good God, wasting natural 20s.
That's 3 in a row for you, though.
That's not good. Save those for the next, well, the big battle.
Anyway, yes. So despite the fact you're probably annoyed, you can't reuse those for the dragon.
You sure?
Not unless you roll more natural 20s, you could.
Uh,
Uh, there has been signs of the fact that their internal organs have been either displaced or damaged by an intense shockwave. And based on that roll, you're able to determine the fact that shockwave caused probably by intense air pressure, so thunder damage, you suspect, is what killed them.
Thunderwave.
So yeah, not electrical burns, but intense damage of some sort of thunder force, which probably killed them, and then they were eaten.
All right. So these bird female things are probably not going to be terribly pleasant if we run into them.
Yes. There's no real guarantee that's what killed them, but
I get the feeling that it's likely.
all right.
On we go.
As we are about to press on, we hear a cry in the distance, which echoes considerably.
Cry of like a bird, cry like a female woman crying, cry of
It's more like a call. It's not bird-like. It is kind of like almost like it's an intense sound which echoes quite a lot. It could possibly be made by something close, approximate to being a humanoid, but it sounds different.
I look in that direction.
Well, you see 3 creatures, and the call seems to have been one of them getting the attention of the other 2, and they're all flying in our direction.
And do they match that little fresco?
They're fairly accurate, do you think, by comparison?
Okay.
Yep, they are flying in. They do resemble a cross between a humanoid female and a winged serpentine dragon, similar to that of a wyvern.
All right. I am going to try to estimate their speed.
Yep. Roll an intelligence check.
15.
Fast. You estimate that they are quite fast, and they are moving. You suspect with using. You assume they're dashing toward to get to us, but you think they're moving about 100 feet around at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to try and estimate that so that when I'm going to hold fireball or when they are just
Within
near
150 feet.
150 feet.
All right.
And then I'm going to let it go. And I poke. What's his name? Rin?
Yeah.
Rin, hold fireball and let it go when I let mine go.
All right. All right. I'm.
Hold on a second. I don't know if he has fireball. Hold on a second.
He cast it during the
Yes, he does. Okay, just double checking.
he cast it during the tournament.
We call it seeing there, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, so as both of you are preparing to cast fireball when they come into range,
Yep.
I rolled intelligence checks for all three of them, and they are not intelligent enough to understand what you are doing at this distance.
Yeah, you can barely see us.
Yeah. They are approaching quite quickly though, so it's not going to be too long. They will be able to see. They would have been able to see before they got into range a fireball, basically what you were doing, but they didn't figure it out.
All right.
So all three of them come in, and like a lot of predators who are coming in to attack prey, especially well armed in numbers of prey, they do group together rather well. So you can get them in a fireball if you want.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, what they fail to make up for in intelligence, they make up for in dexterity saving throws, apparently.
24.
Well, that's a 21 and a pair of 19s on a save.
All right.
So 12 points of fire damage.
Do you want me to roll for Rin?
Yes. And I will roll fresh saves for those.
Get you to roll this. I'm terrible at rolling fireballs, apparently. And only a 25 for him.
All right, that's another 21, a 12, and an 8.
Okay, so his spell save DC the same as mine.
Yeah.
And so 25 and um 12. So how many saved? Sorry. They all saved for me.
All against yours is saved, so you'll take 12 damage.
And then 2 failed for him.
Yes, and one succeeded.
Okay, so
One's taking 24 points of fire damage.
yeah. One's taken 24, and the other 2 have taken 37.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. I am going to roll to see what they think of that. Well, for the first time today, this is a journey, we've seemed to come across a creature intelligent enough to realize when it's a better idea to turn and run.
Come in here, they're screwed. Yeah.
All three of them fly off
Cool.
after getting hit with your fireball. Unless you want to do anything else to them.
Nope. I give Rin a high five. Good
All right.
job.
I considered rolling it. I rolled to see if I was willing to throw in an ice storm, but I guess I wanted to wait and see how effective your spells were.
Eh, okay.
I technically could still ice storm them.
Just avoiding another combat.
Yes. All right. We still don't know what those creatures are,
No.
and they're still out there. They're not dead, and we don't know if there are more of them or not.
Yeah, they could be going to get help.
Yes, and if they are allied with the dragon, us letting them go may not be the best idea. Well,
What we can do about it?
Ilyanka is intelligent. She survived for at least 600 years.
Yep.
You must know the fact that there's some sort of response coming from Lyria.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she's going to try and take us on out here. She might do a strafing run just to tenderize us a little bit, but
No, but if they are allies, and those creatures were intelligent, and at least partially draconic in nature, they might be able to communicate, and they might give her a warning.
oh, she's not going to be caught unawares, I'm pretty sure.
No, but she might be more prepared now than she would have been otherwise.
Well, we won't know that till we get there, I guess.
Nope. And with that, we can continue on our journey as we are not going to be going to combat,
Hey.
as we scared them off.
Yeah.
That is the benefit and downside to intelligent monsters.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that. It's not like the old rules where you only got experience when you killed stuff.
Nope. We drove them off. Besides, what's going to be the main source of our experience is probably the dragon.
Yep.
All right, so we proceed on.
Yeah. Oh, we go.
Yep, we proceed on for the remaining 4 hours of our journey.
Yep.
We don't run into those creatures again or anything else. One thing we do notice is we're noticing that there's far less wildlife in this area.
Probably been eaten.
Yeah, or run off.
Yeah.
Most animals are intelligent enough not to live close to creatures that can do that. And also, we suspect we're probably getting a bit closer to the dragon's territory. We're probably getting to the territory in which she frequents relatively often.
Getting into, or at least her nearby hunting grounds.
Yes.
Yeah, we should. Well, we got off here.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, we should be roughly about here.
Yes, so we're about there, and it's getting dark, so we're going to be setting up camp for the night.
Look for a spot that's nice.
Yep, roll survival check.
I do not find a nice place.
No, what'd you roll?
9.
You remember that you have advantage?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So it's not as good as our previous spots. It's unfortunate.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna be in my hut, so I don't really care.
Yeah. So the remaining people who have not done a watch so far are myself, Farah, and Zed.
All right, divide it up between you.
So we're just gonna roll to see who is basically getting off, not having to do a watch shift tonight. And that would be Farah.
Okay.
All right. So I take first watch because I rolled the lowest. That works that way.
All right.
I'll summon Alice and keep watch tonight specifically for those dragon women creatures.
Yeah.
All right. That is a 23 on my perception.
Cool.
So nothing is going to be sneaking up on me.
Does anything come at all?
Uh, so about halfway through my watch, I come into your hut and say, "There's one of those things flying around out there."
Okay. Do we care?
Do we? I just thought I'd warn all of you. All right. Once it becomes aware that there's activity in our camp and that people are moving about and that we're not caught unawares, the creature does fly off.
All right.
All right. So the remainder of my watch goes by uneventfully, and I wake Zed for his watch.
Okay.
All right. It's quite good.
Every time you say that name, I think he should be a wizard.
Yeah, I know you were going to say that, but no, he isn't. Yeah, so that's a 19. So also alert. All right. Do they come? No. We seem to have scared them off sufficiently that they're avoiding us.
Cool.
So the rest of our watch will Zed's watch will go by uneventfully, the and we will get a full night's rest.
Yep.
And this is where we are going to end it tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, because I planned on the first 3 days of the journey, the Dragon's Lair,
all right.
and
So,
this is all I have planned.
and I'll do the last of it, and of course, we will get to the dragon.
The dragon fight.
What
Well,
I'm planning for is going to be a big one.
yep, we've built up to this for quite some time, and there's no putting it off any longer.
We are going to pre-roll initiatives, as I said,
Yes, we're going to do that after we finish up here
because we need this to go
smoothly.
smoothly and not lose track of anything. There's a whole pile of things that are going to happen. So,
All right. And with that, thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe. And please join us here again next time for what is likely to be the most exciting combat we've ever had to deal with as we face Illuyanka in her lair, I suspect.
adult blue dragon.
Adult Blue Dragon, who now has warning that we're coming.
Alrighty, should be interesting.
Oh, yes, that's one way of saying it.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.